Hey y'all, it's Joanna Karadoff from Women's Center for Wellness. I'm a fitness specialist over there, and I am here today to give y'all a Fit for Birth workout. How it's gonna work is we're gonna do 3 circuits. It's gonna be 3 exercises for roughly 30 seconds each, and we're gonna roll through it 3 times. And then we're gonna do kind of a cardio minute extra exercise in between each circuit. In our first circuit, we're going to start with our 3 exercises for that is going to be squats, bent over low and high row, and standing marches. So we're going to hit lower body, upper body, cardio, and core together. So we'll start with your squats. We're going to go for about 45-ish seconds on these. And so you want to start feet hip distance apart. And from there, you're just going to sit down and back as if you're sitting in a chair. You can kind of do whatever you want with your hands. I move mine. So we're here, sitting down and back, squeezing your glutes on the way up. I'm gonna give you a side view while y'all keep going, just to make sure, you wanna make sure your knees are not going over your toes, that you're leaning forward and just hang out here. Keep going, we got about 15 seconds left. Give me 3 more, 2, last one here, and rest. Now, second exercise is a bent over low and high row. We're going to be able to engage the core and use your upper and mid back with this one. So you want to hinge forward as if you want your back to stay straight. Bring your belly in nice and tight. Let your hands hang from your arms, and then you're going to row them back, shooting your elbows up, and then come flat and come high. So we're going to do this for roughly 30 seconds. So just switching between the 2, going high row and low row. Squeezing your shoulder blades each time, really engaging your back. Squeezing one and squeezing the middle. And really make sure on this one that you're not letting your back pop out, that you're keeping everything nice and tight. This will help lower back pain. Couple more and rest. Okay, so your third exercise is going to be your standing marches. So that's going to be for the core and your cardio. You have a couple options with this one. So you're going to start with your hands up, feet around hip distance apart. You're going to drive your knee into or up. You're going to drive your knee up and just switch from side to side. If your arms are uncomfortable here, you can hold them on your sides and just keep them there. It'll be a little less work, which is fine. If this is too uncomfortable to go side to side, if you feel a little imbalanced, you can stop and stay on one side and hold on to a chair if you need to, and then you would just switch and hold on to the other one. So then we're back here for about 5 more seconds. And we'll rest. Very good. So that was our first 3 sets of exercises. We got those 2 more times, and then we're going to have like a minute of cardio in between before our second circuit. So we're going back to our squats. We're here again for roughly 45 seconds. Making sure you're sitting down and back, doing whatever you want with your hands. And I'll come here. You can add weight if you'd like to at home. Also, as your belly gets bigger, that's kind of your weight enough. So just feel for what you want to do. That's 30 seconds. We got about 15 seconds left. And if you need to, you can use a chair and just sit down and back in that chair if you're uncomfortable with squats. Good. There was our 45 seconds, second round. So now we're going to go into those bent over low rows and high rows. So again, letting your hands hang, squeezing your shoulder blades back, squeezing your upper back, and just going between the 2, making sure belly's nice and tight. You're not letting it hang. Keeping your core engaged. Very good. About a couple more on these, about 10 seconds. Couple more. And you can add weight to these too if you have them. If not, really just focus on squeezing the muscle group. Very good. Okay. Next time on the standing marches. So we're back here for 30 seconds. Shifting your weight from side to side and really keeping belly nice and tight so that you have all that stability and those muscles working. Again, if you need to, hands can just stay on your side, and you can let your knees go out to about a 45-degree angle if your belly is in the way of going straight to the front. And rest. Take a breath, because I need one. And then we're going to go to our third set. So this will be the last time on these. Back to squats. So making sure you're leaning forward. Again, knees are not going over your toes. You're sitting to your range of motion and whatever's comfortable with your legs. So if you want to go super wide, if you like more narrow squats, any of that is fine. We have about 15 seconds left on these. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Good. Last time working your back. Again, making sure your belly is nice and tight. Squeezing shoulder blades, squeezing upper back, keeping your belly pulled in. That's really the easiest way to keep your core engaged during pregnancy. It's kind of just holding it together. Couple more on these. Make sure you're breathing, and we'll rest here. And then last time with your standing marches, hands above head, bringing knee in and up. Getting whatever's comfortable for you. Holding belly if needed, hands on the side. 10 seconds left. And we'll rest. All right, we got one more exercise before we move to our second set, our second circuit. It's gonna be a minute of seal jacks, and that's gonna get your heart rate up. It's gonna help work on the stability muscles that are kind of getting thrown out of whack during pregnancy. And so for this one, all you're gonna do, start with your hands and feet together. You're gonna tap out, bring your hands out, tap out, bring your hands out. So we're gonna keep that going. You can go to whatever pace you wanna go. If you wanna get crazy and kind of bounce with it, fine. Just do whatever works for you. Tapping. Again, make sure that you're breathing and keeping your belly pulled in nice and tight to keep that stability going. We're over halfway there. Moving, really squeezing those shoulder blades that we just worked with that bent over low and high row. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Very good. So that was your first circuit plus your little extra piece of work. So we're going to move on to the second circuit now. Our 3 exercises for that are going to be bridges, wall push-ups, and bear plank. So we're going to start on the ground for bridges. And that one you're going to take your time getting there. You're going to bring your feet hip distance apart, lie on back, and hands go flat on the ground. From here, you're going to lift your hips up to the ceiling, through your heels, and you're just going to keep rolling with this. So letting your butt tap if you need a rest. If not, you'll just hover it on right above the ground. Got a couple more. You should feel this. This is really going to warm up the core and then the back chain of your body. So your hamstrings, your butt, your lower back. A couple more. Let's see. 3, 2, and we'll rest. Now from here, turn to your side, lift yourself up, and we're going to move into wall push-ups. All right, so our second exercise on this circuit is going to be a wall push-up. So you're going to find some sturdy wall, or you can use a counter if the wall's too easy. You're going to place your hands right outside of your shoulder distance. Step your feet back, keeping your body nice and tight. You're just going to lean into the wall and push away. Into the wall and push away. And going here, so if this is too easy, again, anything lower will be more challenging, but this is a good place to start. Making sure not to let your hips drop down into the ground or into the wall. A couple more here. Let's go 2 more. Last one. And rest. So stepping in, we're going to go down to the ground for our bear plank. We're going to go onto all fours. Think hands are going to be underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, and your knees are going to float about 1 to 2 inches off the ground. Making sure you're not letting your back drop in, keeping your core nice and tight. And we're just holding. If at any point you need to rest, you can. Or if you want to make it a little different, you can tap your knees up and down. We have about 5 seconds left. And rest. Taking a second and stretching it out if you need to. If not, we're rolling back into bridges for your second set. So again, coming on down, hands go flat, hips, knees, and feet are in line, and we're lifting up and down. Make sure that your knees are not wiggling in and out, that you're keeping everything nice and strong. We got about 10 seconds left. Three, 2, and rest. Very good. So again, making sure to turn over onto your side to get up, and then we're going into our second set of wall push-ups. All right, so for our second set of wall push-ups, again, hands are going to go wider than shoulder distance. Elbows shoot slightly out to the side, and we're just rolling here for 30 seconds. In and out, so this is going to work on your chest and your triceps, keeping your core engaged as well. Finding a spot on the wall that's comfortable for you. Let's go one more and rest. All right, again, one more set or another set on those bear planks on the ground. And now coming down for bear plank, again, setting yourself up, tucking your toes, lifting your knees off the ground. This is going to be a good plank to do when you're pregnant. That way, if anything were to happen, your knees were to hit the ground first, and it kind of helps save your belly. Doing a breathing check, make sure you're breathing. You never want to hold your breath. Three, two, and rest. Again, stretch it out for a second if you need to. And then we're last set for bridges, flipping back over and laying on down. Taking your time, catch your breath, and we're going again. Lifting your weight through your heels up to the ceiling. Good, we're over halfway there. Keep going, find your own tempo. Don't go too fast or too slow. About 15 seconds left. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Very good. Turning to your side. Pushing yourself up, and last set of wall push-ups. All right, and last time on these, it's our third set. So again, hands a little wider than shoulder distance, pushing yourself out away from the wall and letting yourself come back in. Keeping belly nice and tight, and making sure you're not letting it drop down to the wall. It's a good way to get some core engagement while you're pregnant. Couple more. Let's go 3 more, 2 more, and last one. Good. All right, one more time on the ground for bear planks. And then coming down one more time for this last bear plank. Setting yourself up in your all fours position, toes tucked under, and we're holding. Again, making sure your back's not popping down. You're keeping your belly nice and tight. Thinking about hugging your baby up and in. Ten seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Lean it back, stretch it out one more time. And that was your third set of exercises. So we have one more set of just one time, and it's going to be calf raises. So go ahead and stand on up. We're just going to do calf raises 3 different ways. So we're going to do, feet are going to go straight, feet are going to go out to the side about 45 degrees, and then toes are going to point in slightly. So we're going to start feet straight, belly nice and tight, tucked in, and you're just going to lift up onto your toes and down. Hands can kind of do whatever you want them to do. Let's go one more here. We'll tuck toes out into 45 degrees, still lifting up onto your toes and back down. We're doing about 10 each way. One more. And then tuck your toes in just slightly and lifting up. It just gets the calf muscle from different angles. 4 more. And rest. That was the end of your second circuit. And so we're going to move on to your third circuit. Let's go ahead and take a second and grab some water just to make sure you are taking a rest, letting your heart rate get down. And we'll go for your third circuit in a second. So our third circuit, again, is going to be 3 exercises, roughly 30 seconds each, and we're going to roll through it 3 times. The first exercise is going to be a get up. The best way to describe it is you're going to be getting up, and you'll see that in a second. The second exercise is going to be a front and lateral raise, and then the third exercise is clamshells. So we'll be back on the ground for that third exercise. So we'll start with our first one, a get up. You're going to start standing. Hands are going to be hip distance, or feet are going to be hip distance apart, hands on your hips, and you're going to lead with your leg dropping back, lunging down to where you're actually on the ground. Bring that other leg back, and then come and stand back up. So with this one, you're going to stay on the same side, and then I'll cue you to switch. So we're going to step back, down, up, and up. So think about this, not so much for right now, but after you have your baby and you're having to pick up things off of the ground, this will give you a good, proper form to do that, and muscles. All right, let's switch legs. So you're going to step back with the opposite leg now, drop it down, leading with that same leg back up. Couple more here. Keeping your hands on your hips if you can. If you need a chair to help, you can use that for stability. We'll do last one here as we stand up. Very good. So that was your first exercise. We're going to take our second exercise is going to be a front and lateral raise. So kind of like that bent over row we did earlier. Hands by your side. You're going to lift them up to shoulder height and then in front to shoulder height. So switching between the two. We're here for roughly 30 seconds. If you have weights at home, you can add them. Makes it a little bit more challenging. You want to make sure your knees are slightly bent. Not doing any exercises with straight locked out knees. Couple more. Side and front, side and front. We'll do one more each way, and rest. So that was going to be for your upper arms, your shoulders, and then we're going to move into our third exercise, and that one's going to be on the ground. This one's clamshell, so take your time getting there, and you are going to lay on your side. Hand can come out or down, but I do want your head down. Feet are in line with your butt. Knees are kind of tucked in. This hand can do whatever you want it to do. You're just going to open and close. Open and close. Making sure to keep your hips rolled forward a little bit so that you really get into that outer thigh muscle. Opening and close. This is going to help strengthen the core and your butt area. And we're going to switch sides, so pushing yourself up, or you can just roll over onto the other side, switching your legs around, and we are laying down, feet again in line with your butt, and open and close. Really feeling that in your outer thigh. Squeezing. Got about 10 seconds left here. Making sure to keep your feet together is a big thing with that. You don't want too much movement, and rest. So push yourself up. Take your time standing up. We're going to move back into those get-ups. So rolling into round 2, hands on hips. You're dropping down, back, up. Staying with the same leg to make it easier. We'll do one more on this side and then switch sides. So leading with the opposite leg, getting down and getting up. Oh goodness. Last one here, and rest. Take a second, The big thing you want to make sure when you're exercising is that you can talk to people. So kind of in the prenatal community, you want to make sure that you're doing the talk test during your exercising. So that means I can talk to you just like I am now, a little bit out of breath, but I'm not having to gasp for air. That means that your heart rate's not too high and you're not exercising too much. So our next exercise, back to front and lateral raises, is going to be out to the side and up, side and front. Making sure your arms aren't going above your head or above your shoulder height. Kind of stopping right there. Really keeping everything nice and tight. Tiny bend in your knees and belly tucked in. About 10 seconds left. Switching between the two. One more. And rest. All right, we're going back down on the ground for our second set of clamshells. So, laying on your side, head down, feet in line with your butt, and we're opening and closing here. Good, you're over halfway there on this side. Here's your last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and switch. So we'll sit on up, twist to the other side, and lay on down and start here. Got about 10 seconds left here. Really squeezing that outer thigh, making sure you're getting all the work, and rest. Very good. So that was the end of our second set. We have one more set of each exercise. We're starting with those get-ups. All right. Last time here. This is going to be a big one to do that talk test with to make sure you're not working too hard. So we're going to drop down and back and leading with that same leg. Couple more on this side. We'll go one more here and then switch sides. Very good. Leading with the opposite leg. Again, going at your own pace here. So if I'm going too fast, you just slow it down. Last one, and rest. Take a second, grab a breath or two, and we're going to move into our second exercise, those front and lateral raises. Making sure your belly is nice and tight. So again, you're not dropping your belly down, you're pulling it in as you're moving your arms. It helps you get a little bit more core engagement during the exercise. Here's 5 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. Very good. All right, one more time. We're going down for clamshells. So finding a comfortable position, down on your side, and lift and lower. These lower body muscles are more of your labor muscles that you want to use for endurance during pregnancy so that they can help you while you deliver your baby. So that's why we focus on them the most. Here's 3, 2, and rest. Sitting up, switching sides. laying on this side, getting yourself into a good position, and go for it. Again, just a reminder, your feet are in line with your butt, your knees are towards your chest, keeping your feet together. 10 seconds left. Here's 3, 2, and rest. Very good. So that was the end of your third circuit, third round. So we're going to do one set of another exercise to do kind of like a little cardio lateral movement for the end. So we'll stand on up for that one. And this is just going to be kind of a lateral walk. So with this one, you're going to want to hinge forward with a tiny bend in your knees. Again, belly's nice and tight and engaged. And you're just going to stay in this tiny bend, and you're going to lead with the side of your foot. We're going to walk to the side and to the side. So we're here for roughly 30 seconds. This would be a good time if you have a lateral band to put on. Make it a little bit more challenging. If not, feel it out. Feel what's easiest for you. We have 10 seconds left. Staying lean forward, staying in this bend. Here's 3, 2, and we'll go to this side to make it even, and rest. That was the end of your Fit for Birth workout. Thanks for working out with me. Make sure before you finish this video that you grab some water, stay hydrated, and that you're doing some stretches. If you have any questions or concerns, if you need some tips for prenatal exercising, feel free to contact me at the Women's Center for Wellness. Our phone number is 225-924-8190, or you can always feel free to email me at joanna.karadov@womens.org.